Welcome. Hope y'all weekend is going well. We got three matches in this one. Yeah, the red purple law can really make a match go quicker. I don't feel like that's what Bandai kind of wanted. That's just how I feel. I feel like they want the game to be faster, so they're just like, okay, we're gonna let people swarm. We gonna let people remove the board. We gonna, and then I think essentially you'll probably get like, we got a lot of double attack cards. It's just they're not strong enough because I don't know, maybe you can't keep anything on the board. But yeah, they really can't give us a package of cards to help you swing multiple times. But I also feel like in a way, it's kind of like a good thing to keep up at the same time. Let me elaborate, right? I'm all slow with it. So essentially, if you can at least have one character stick, then that character can attack twice as if it was two characters on the board. It's just one. So it's like why Green Kid somehow stayed somewhat relevant. That's how I view it. I mean, I think essentially if somebody could just come up with a decent system every format, that leader is always playable. Swinging twice is some serious stuff. And look, we get this Enel matchup, plenty of cards in hand. The beautiful thing about going up against yellow is at the moment they don't have any hand cards. I'm calling it hand traps. I know that's like a Yu-Gi-Oh term or whatever, but we got one. Yeah, get those two out. I don't know. I like the yellow matchups. I mean, don't get me wrong. Triggers could be annoying, and depending on who you're going up against, you're just dealing with certain boss monsters back to back. I get it. I'm well aware, but they let me play my deck. It's like whatever the build is, whatever I want to do, try to do, I get to see how effective it is because they don't really do anything. You just worry about Gadatsu and Amaru, and that's it. Call it a day. We're going to swing at this ace, see if they're going to give us any cards. You got to love it. You got to love when the opponent's in a situation like that. It's like, I can attack life, but essentially I might just give you a life card. I mean, give you a card in your hand. So I'm just going to attack your board and see if you're really willing to start losing a bunch of cards. So we're just going to put the 2 Dawn on them to secure a KO. And look, now they're now starting with just 3 cards in hand. And it's a Katakuri. Since they got no targets on their board to help prolong their life, they just put something in our life. I think that's worth saving, yeah, because they can't attack. And now we got essentially 4 attacks to help us push for game. And I think that's viable, right? They only got 2 cards. And then let Kid and Killer, just, yeah, there you go. Let Kid and Killer just be the last attack. Okay, they took that one. I know it's risky. It feels gonna feel very risky though. Oh, that's right. The Enel's effect is essentially there's 1, there's 2, 3. Yeah, I see. Because we don't got that much Dawn, so it's gonna feel real risky. Yeah, I think it's fine. You could play that. You can smoke Reiju, draw 2 more cards, and then you got plenty of life. Then play Sachi Penguin and just ramp 2. Oh, they got the Shirahoshi. Yeah, that's 4 cards in hand. I don't think the 9K. Oh, no, that's 3 cards in hand. And they get a life back. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong. Okay, it was probably the thought of the Beppo. That's what I think is going on. It was probably like, should I do Beppo? The fun part is now they got a target. Wait, was that all planned? Is that what it was? No. Yeah, okay, I think we drew the, what's his name? The law. Okay, cool. Let's just get that last life out of there. Wow. Understandable. But it would suck, right? As the Enel player. Oh, yeah, it is what it is. A G. Yeah, that has to, feel so salty. You just lose when all you need is a 1K counter. But that's the name of the game. So we are going up against Katakuri. I always felt like this card, the leader, lived up to the character in the anime. That's just how I felt when this dude came out. Every time he swings for 7 with 1 Don, I imagine he's just hitting you with his spear. I just can't help it. And he just always stays relevant because of that. 7K swing, life and manipulation. And then, his play style just makes him tanky. So once you got him and Big Mom on the board, it's like, oh no. What a dynamic duo. Ramp. Yeah, the fun part is you don't have to be so annoyed when it comes to Sparrow. Yeah, get that out of here. Because it's like, it's annoying, right? He's on the board. Oh, we lose Bon Clay due to Gadatsu, but we get another one back. Yeah, it's like, gets on the board, and then you're just like, oh, do I just keep getting punched in the face by this character? Or do I attack it and help him just win? That sounds crazy, right? So sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. And hope they bottom deck the top 3. Counter out for 1. There is an advantage to just small pokes, as long as you can consistently do them. That's something. Not every deck gets that opportunity. You won't have the opportunity every match, but like, there is an advantage. Just simply, attack for 5, attack for 6, attack for 5, attack for 6. Just keep poking. That is when you see the benefit in quantity versus quality in that concept. In my One Piece journey, I've seen that like a lot, where it's just like, wait, you're better off just swinging a lot versus swinging for swinging a lot of times versus swinging a lot. Yeah, it'll do way more damage to them in the long run. It's like, for instance, you got 4 characters or 4 attacks at your disposal. They can't take all 4. That's insane. So they're gonna start countering out. So it's like a combination. They lose 2 cards, or they lose 2 cards, lose 2 life, or lose 3 cards, 1 life. Boom, 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 boom. But then I think a lot of people come so accustomed to saying, let me keep swinging for 7 and just use all their Don, and just put down on this one, swing, put down on that one, swing, put down on this one, swing. And then they can't even develop the board or whatever. Now, it's all situational. Keep that in mind. All situational. So not every situation is going to call for, just straight 5K swings or straight Don stacks. Essentially what I'm saying. Just find your opportunity where just more swings is going to do more against your opponent. I feel like the Zoro matchup essentially teaches us that. But because that's how that deck goes, right? It's all about just quantity of swings. Every other deck, we don't apply a logic like that. We just like, oh yeah, my deck don't play like that. I don't swarm the board with little characters, pump them to 5 and start swinging. So I'm just swinging for 7, or whatever, 9, swing for 9, whatever people want to Don stack at the time. But yeah. And it's funny. Well, I'm gonna conclude with this. It's also funny because there's times where I realize, just count the cards. If you got this many attacks and they only got let's say they got 1 card in hand, 2 life, and you got about 5 attacks. It's like, yeah, they're not stopping this. If I'm just throwing out some random numbers, but it's just like 1, 1, 1, 1. It's like, yeah, you don't got enough cards to. That's how I think of it. Let me make sure I thought of it right. If they have 1 card, 2 life. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So we're gonna go make it easier. We're gonna go 1 card in hand, 1 life, but you got like 5 attacks. You don't need to buff any of those things. You just literally swing. That's 1 card out of hand. Swing. That's 1 life. Swing. That's 1 card out of hand. At that point, attack 4, attack 5. Pretty much is gonna get you game. So that's how you can do it. Anytime you count the resources and you got more attacks than the overall resource count, then you just automatically win. You don't have to think about how to spread the Dawn. But I've seen matches where a person starts like attacking with a bunch of Dawn on one character or whatever, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you could have got more attacks if you just did it this way. I feel like, man, it's such a wonderful position to be in. Oh, okay, they just said enough's enough. It's such a wonderful position to be in when they 7-drop Big Mom you, and then you're like, yeah, I could trash a life. Yeah, it don't matter. I could trash a life. All right, now we're going up against Yamato. So, yep, this is just a all yellow video. Well, let me not say all yellow, right? There was some green in it because it was moldy. Anyway, we're going up against the Yamato. It's funny. It's like that Momonosuke is just there to stop the pressure, because we already know Yamato's just like, okay, hey, just down stack and swing, down stack and swing. So let me put this searcher out so you can attack it, and it gives me an extra turn to just hurt you. Oh, another one. And that's a funny thing. It's like, it depends on how the players want to put Yamato or Yamato. It doesn't matter. It depends on how the opponent wants to play. So right now I'm swinging for 7, but some of them love to just swing for as much to try to guarantee the 2 life, knowing that if the opponent is going to counter out of it, they're going to just lose their whole hand. While some just want to chip because they know if I'm attacking for 6 or even 7, it's going to encourage the opponent to just dump their hand rather than take the hit. But look at that. Cards for cards. You force me to lose some cards out of my hand, I'll force you to lose some cards out of your hand. And that's also the funny thing, because of how they play and how, like, a lot of times they kind of keep the cards in their hand. If you have hand traps, it's easy. Your put in play, your law play, all those plays are just gonna happen against Yamato, simply because they just kind of go 2 or 3 turns not playing things, depending on the player, depending on the build. Yeah, let's bottom deck that. How much Dawn we got? 3? Because I'm like, that Dawn count looking too low for a Reiju play. And Shiraya is just their bane. Yeah, it don't matter how much you swing for. I'm just gonna block in 1K. They have to hate that. And then essentially, because the way these decks get built, there's traditionally no border move for them. Yeah, that's the only way to get around it. And then what you gonna do? Play Nami, right? So, oh, there, you can protect that. And now, essentially, you lost a 2K counter in your attempt to get that card off the board. And then let Reiju hit the board, draw 2 more cards. Must be nice. Must be nice. Six cards in hand. Let's pick away. I don't think they'll be attacking with that Izo. But if our law player wants pressure, I wouldn't be surprised if they still choose to eat up Dawn and then summon something. Yeah, with all those cards in hand. Oh my god, that's what we. Oh my god, four and the Hody Jones. You lost 4 cards this match because of law. Must be nice. And then you just taking hits. You have no counter power in your hand. Because at this point in the game, even if you hit us with that double attack, unless there's an army behind it, that double attack ain't nothing to worry about. It's like, yeah, give us more cards. It's just to win more at this point. The position you are in. Aha! And then just, oh man, the number is so low though. So late in the game, yeah, you can let that Shirai go. Oh my god. Salt on the wounds. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if they scoop vanilla ice cream this. They take. Okay, Cracker. Cracker could have just stayed in your hand for counter power, but it looks like they just have. Okay, they got another one. We're just attacking. We got too many attacks, and we have a Kid Killer that we can summon. Yep, there it goes. G. If you like what you see and wish to see more, please subscribe. Trust me, we got plenty of builds and decks.